gets 2. There's still more to go though. Cloud9 must plant the bomb. The peaks come in, but Guardian will not stop.
Thousands of people are packed into London's Wembley Arena, but they haven't come to see the latest band or comedian on tour. They're here to watch people play video games.
The first thing you notice in this vast arena is the audience, which is very large, very young, and very male. Now, it might not sound like the best spectacle, but these guys would argue otherwise. The next big thing.
It's rising, yeah.
Is it a sport? People say it's not a sport unless you sweat.
Yeah, it is a sport. It is a sport.
Yeah, these guys are athletes then.
Yeah.
A large venue full of people watching people play video games might seem hard to fathom for fans of traditional sports. The idea that millions would watch it on TV feels even less likely. But Sky Sports in the UK has followed Disney's ESPN in the US and is broadcasting a major eSports event from London for the first time.
I think at Sky they're looking to innovate. Esports is on the rise, while traditional sports viewership and the spectators are kind of stagnating, they're aging, they're becoming older, while here you have a very interesting younger demographic.
The professional teams competing in this tournament are made up of 5 players, but some have a further 30 people in their backroom staff.
We have a lot of people doing content, sales, delivery, PR and press and social media and so there's a lot. And then there's the whole performance side of things with the director of sports and such. They have physical coaches, mental coaches.
You've got a director of sports, so somebody who mental coaches, did you just say?
Yeah, sports psychologists. So they have people working with them on the mental side of things and the physical side of things to make sure they stay in shape, eat right, sleep right.
And it's important that they eat right. You've got a nutritionist for a team that plays video games.
Oh, it's insanely important actually. These guys, when they're playing, they're sitting for hours, and they need to focus and be able to concentrate 100% throughout.
That attention to detail might sound excessive until you look at the numbers. The global market for esports is worth over $500 million in 2017, led by China and the US. That's predicted to rise to $1.5 billion by 2020. For Sky and ESPN, it's about reaching a demographic that's increasingly beyond their grasp, a younger audience less likely to watch linear TV or mainstream sports.
It's very unlikely that esports will currently translate into subscriptions for people like Sky or ESPN. Part of the value for them now is building up a brand association, but until they can get exclusive rights to these major competitions, which is not going to happen for some time, I'd imagine, it's going to be very difficult to directly translate those broadcasts into revenues.
The size of the business behind esports underpins the broadcaster's interest. The global video games industry has overtaken Hollywood and is projected to be worth $140 billion by 2021. And it's one of the fastest growing categories in the $2 trillion media and entertainment industry. According to a recent survey by Deloitte, advertising and sponsorships are going to be esports' key growth areas over the next year. As you'd expect, there are plenty of gaming companies sponsoring this event, but mainstream brands such as Betway and Audi are targeting the esports audience too.
They're becoming immune to traditional media almost. They're used to being spoken to in a certain way. They're used to getting their news, all their content from very specific channels. So if you want to reach them, you have to go through these channels, and that's what we provide.
For the gamers, it all seems too good to be true. This tournament has a prize pool of $1 million, while Epic Games is providing $100 million for its Fortnite competition. Some people are leaving well-paid jobs to play video games full-time.
I know some players that used to be investment bankers or lawyers. They were good at the game, that was their passion, so they decided to give it a shot, and some of them can earn even over $500,000 a year.
There's even been a move to take esports to the Olympics, although the IOC has said it would be a red line to include any games deemed violent. But with the gaming population now standing at 2 billion people worldwide, and with broadcasters and sponsors taking notice, esports are blasting their way into the mainstream.